Squeeze together, make room for your classmates. Everybody's got to have a seat. Everybody on. Yeah, there's room. There's room. There's room. You got to find a seat. Squeeze together. Everybody get a part of a bench. There you go. That's right. Find a seat. All right. Success. Not easy though, huh? Not easy. Sometimes somebody's bigger and somebody's smaller, and the bigger person gets to sit where they want, right? That's one of the things you learn about jail, is that everybody is not necessarily the most well-behaved. Anyway, as I said, during arraignment, the judge is going to call the case. The person is going to come up to this window, and the judge is going to advise that person of what they've been charged with. And then they're going to ask that person, would you like to speak with a lawyer? And then they're going to tell us whether they want a lawyer. And if they do, the next question is, can you afford your own lawyer? If they can't, then they'll have to be interviewed by who?
Public defender.
Public defender, right, because they may be eligible for the public defender. If they truly can't afford a lawyer, the public defender may become their lawyer. But there's all kinds of rights that we need to make sure that they understand. There's a Fifth Amendment right to due process, and a right against self-incrimination, which means not to be called against your own self as a witness. There are Sixth Amendment rights, the right to an attorney. There's rights to a speedy and public trial. There's a right against cruel and unusual punishment. There's a right against unreasonable searches and seizures. Where do we find all these rights that I'm talking about? Did I just make them up?
In the Constitution.
Where in the Constitution? Anybody?
Any rights?
Pardon me?
Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights? What is the Bill of Rights? Anybody? What's the Bill of Rights? It's the right answer, but what is the Bill of Rights? Pardon me?
Isn't it the right paper that's like writes down
All
all the amendments?
the amendments? You're close. You're very close. The first 10 amendments are what we call the Bill of Rights, because the first 10 amendments were the first ones to be passed. When the Constitution was written and being voted on in 1787, there were a lot of states that didn't want to vote for the Constitution unless there was a promise that individual rights would be protected. If you look at the Constitution doesn't talk about you and I at all. The Constitution is like the framework for this room. They build a legislative branch and an executive branch and a judicial branch. And they talk about constructing the government like they construct a house.